Hey guys, I want to present to you the Maxpedition Malaga. That is this Gearslinger right here. I got it because I had the opportunity to carry one of these for 2 days when I was out with Sepp and Detlef. Detlef gave me his Maxpedition Malaga to test, and after 2 days I said I must have one. Why? Well, it carries excellent. I would have never thought it was going to be this comfortable to carry on your back. It does not feel like other Gearslingers I've had. I didn't have Gearslingers, but I've had backpacks which come from top right to bottom left or the other way around, and I never liked them. This one I really like. Now that is one thing, the fact that it carries excellent. But there are a few more advantages to having a Gearslinger as opposed to a backpack. One of them is, that's why I'm standing up, because the rest of the review is going to be sitting down, and that's to illustrate a different point. Now the first advantage is, if you're hiking, like I am now, this is perfect weather for hiking. It's not warm, it's windy at times. If you're walking, you're very, very comfortable. If you're not, just standing still, you're gonna get chilly in about 5 minutes. So let's say you're going uphill and then you're going on a plane. You're gonna get chilly because you're not gonna move as much, you're not gonna produce as much heat, and the wind's gonna get to you. So you don't want to stop moving, or maybe it's the other way around. You're getting hot and you want to take something off. Nothing easier with this one. Now it didn't fall down. It is still attached to me. And that's a nice thing, because right now, take my jacket and I can do this while walking. Okay? So just assume you're together with a few people and you're walking at a slow pace. You don't want to hold everybody up. Hold on guys, I just want to take my jacket off, I just want to put a fleece on, whatever. And I can just put this back on and I didn't even need to stop. You can see it sits very comfortably on my back. Now, why does it sit like that? Because I have the belt. There's a small belt here that is attached around my waist. Pretty cool. Now this belt was not meant to do that. I don't know if they had that in mind. I don't think they did, because it's quite short and it barely fits me. I need to lose some weight. It was meant to do something else, and I'm going to show you what it was meant to do. In case you decide to load this up a bit more than normal, I would say, because right now it weighs about, I don't know, 5 kilos maybe. You would use this belt. Put it through here in combination with this D-ring. Just a sec, guys. And you would tighten it. This way, I also need to tighten this. And this way, I would also need to tighten this so it doesn't hang around, but that's not the point right now. Whoops, my camera is moving. It is about as comfortable as a backpack. It is amazing, I am telling you. Now, letting it loose, hang on your side, and be able to move it across, that's a very nice feature. But like this, I have no complaints about it. It does not bother my shoulder. It does not go up on my neck, so it would rub and be uncomfortable. No problem. And I can still do this. I can just unhook it, turn it around, and get to all my gear. Now, what happened to me was I got bit by a knife as I was reaching in my pocket. I got bit. That happened 2 days ago. The wound did close, but as I was playing around in the woods before I got up here, I opened up the wound. It started bleeding really bad, and small wound that bleeds really bad. That's just annoying. In the front pocket, I have my first aid kit, and I use the Maxped as a table. What I did was opened it, got out my plastic bandaging tape, got it out, ripped a small piece just to close the wound so it stops bleeding, and put it back in. I did not need to set my Maxpedition down. Sorry guys, but the wind is pulling a number on my tripod, because I have a tripod that's on a tripod, so here you can see it better. It's a cool table to put stuff on. Just put it back in, just to make sure everything's nice and tight. There you go. I think this option that you can bring all your gear in the front and use this as a small table is worth the money. Now, of course, you have a lot of D-rings here, and you could put this on one shoulder and however you want to carry it. But for me, the fact that, well, it is quality gear, and it makes everything very accessible to you. One other thing, I carry my knife right here. However, Detlef showed me this cool thing, where you just put a MOLLE knife in this MOLLE webbing, and you could attach this clasp to one MOLLE webbing and it's not going to come off. In fact, it's going to be very difficult to take the knife off. That's why I don't keep it here. I sometimes keep it here, just cinch it down with this pressure cord, but I don't keep it here because I do tend to use this as an EDC bag, and I don't want people to see that I'm carrying a knife out in the open. Very cool feature, as is the fact that you got this MOLLE webbing all around and can attach stuff to it. In fact, I have a little belt pouch kit that I've been playing with for a couple of months now, and I have it with me more for the weight and exercise, and whenever I go out in the woods for a hike, I'm thinking at some point I might stop and I might make a video for you guys. You can easily attach this. By the way, Tasmanian Tiger, great gear, awesome gear. You can easily attach this on the side or in front. I'm just going to attach it where the knife is, because right now it's much easier. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just creating room in my pack. Maxpedition does sell these water bottle pouches that you can hold your water bottle in and extra stuff. Now you can use those, or you can use other gear that has these cords that can be attached to MOLLE webbing. Okay, now this might flop around until you put this pressure cord on. And presto, you have more space in your backpack for, I don't know, another water bottle, maybe some batteries, maybe a small camera, whatever. Now, I'm gonna sit down and show you what I usually carry in my Malaga, but it's not a what do I carry, it's more of a look how much stuff you can put in and still have space left for other things. And it's not even packed. I mean, this is not packed, but I did pack it, and the zippers are great. So, didn't change anything, I just sat down. Like I said, very practical, and imagine you're using this as an EDC bag. You're going somewhere, visiting Rome, you want to sit down for a coffee and you don't want to take your pack off and put it on a chair. You can just do this. Sit down and everything's attached to you. I think that's a good idea, especially when you're visiting a place and you're not sure if stuff that gets left unattended might get stolen. Alright, I've showed you how easy it is to put on, take off, do this and that, and I'm not going to take it off actually. I'm just going to leave it like this. I am going to, however, take off my belt pouch kit. Much easier to take off than put on. And I'm going to show you the rest of the stuff that I have in this one. For that, I will also loosen it up so I have more space in front of me. There you go, that easy. This big pocket, it holds, right now, my first aid kit, which you've just seen. Very accessible, and it has this little pocket that was just made for a cell phone or my Leatherman Surge. This one sits in here along with a ferrite. Now you also have this little pocket that has a zipper. This one holds my DC-4 because I like to have at least something to quickly sharpen my knife should I need it. Even if I don't need it, still like to have it. Maxpedition has these cords with this plastic carabiner. I use them to hold my keys because if I hold them in my pocket, I will constantly check my pocket while I'm in the woods to make sure I didn't somehow lose my keys. I'm just like that. And on top of here, there was my tripod, sort of a gorilla pod, but not really, and the adapter for my smartphone. And there was room to spare. Like I said, the zippers work perfect. In the beginning they're a bit stiff, but the more you use them, the better they work. Another idea that I stole from Detlef is to have a fire steel right here. And it's attached with 350 paracord to this shock cord. And I have the fire steel with the striker that has a whistle and some fat wood. Now this will not stay in here as well if this pocket is not full. For me that's not a problem because I always have a lot of small things that I want to take with me. So this pocket, top pocket, it only has one zipper, and that's the thing that bothers me a bit. I would have really liked it to have two zippers like this one or the big one, but it's not such a big problem. In here I have my little scope. Never considered carrying one of these until I got this in a trade and I saw how much I liked it, so it's in here. I have a bandana, I have some paracord, I have some paper tissues, some wet ones, a lighter, flashlight, some hand sanitizer, and a diffuser cone. These stay in here wherever I go. Nothing, I mean, it's not a knife, nobody can tell you anything. This is just my stuff that I can use anywhere. No matter what you do, you're gonna probably need tissues or somebody's gonna need them, and you're gonna get your hands dirty, so hand sanitizer is not a bad idea. This sits beautifully in here because this is always full. Now, the big pocket. Once again, you have a lot of different pockets in here with Velcro and a zipper. This is perfect for putting in your wallet and IDs and everything. It's inside, nobody's gonna get to them. Makes you feel much safer, makes me feel much safer. And there's another flap here where you can put stuff in. You have a back flap, once again Velcro, and I keep usually a knife in here, Laplander. I have the Mora knife right here. Whenever I go somewhere, I don't want to get into questions, I'll put them in here and they'll be out of sight, out of mind. Have an Algene bottle full of water, and I have my Tatanka stainless steel mug, which has just a few things that I might use the water for. Coffee sugar, some soup, and my ultralight from Bushcraft Essentials with Esbit cubes. Everything fits into this mug. If I take everything out, the Nalgene bottle fits perfectly inside the mug, and I keep the rag here, this little pouch here, just so I don't mess up the inside of the Malaga, because this is also everyday bag for me. Belt pouch kit comes in here, and I have a lot of room. I could easily put a shamag and a thin fleece here, no problem. And like I said, because it has these MOLLE attachments, you can get some pouches that have the MOLLE attachment and just take stuff out, like the med kit, the first aid kit. I could put it in front. I could get a pouch for those water bottles, put it here, put the belt pouch kit here, which is just a knife and a few things just for bushcrafting purposes. And presto, I have a lot of room inside here. I love it. The only thing I don't love about it is the price. I can't, fortunately, I'm not saying it's, no, I am saying it's not justified. But I don't think you're going to find anything better than this. Yes, price might be high, but you're not going to find anything better than this. There are knockoff models. I am considering getting something like the Maxpedition Malaga for very little money. But then again, I said, you know what, I bought this one and I'm going to use it until I can't use it anymore. I hope this is a once-in-a-lifetime purchase. I really hope this is going to last me a long time. It has been with me in a lot of places already. Love it. This was just a short presentation. Should something happen to it, should something break, one of the plastic D-rings or the carabiner or anything, I will let you know. I will make an update. Be sure about that. Now, this, for the people who care, has a compartment here for your concealed carry. Very cool. You can also hold other stuff, like I hold my knife here, just so that it's more out of sight. I don't hold it on a side unless I'm in the woods. And it has what I really like here, a snap cap and Velcro. So this is really tough to get open. I like that. It makes me feel safe. Guys, I hope you liked the review. I hope maybe it was useful to somebody. And should you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'll answer them as soon as possible. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, I wish you all a great day.